Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube chit chat. My name is Inazak and this is my YouTube channel. So guys, it is good to see Christmas list is out. But what is so sad, grotesquely, is a cover-up that is being done by the government because their heinous action and neglect, their at most unwanted behavior with the youths within the ghetto has just already been revealed outside over there. So applying gimmick and PR tactics won't salvage the situation going forward because, a cover-up and turning a blind eye to such kind of a situation, it is not the good way of solving the situation going forward. Because I believe the good way of solving such a situation, it's not by turning a blind eye, but to engage the Trinidad youth by highlighting their plight and hear them out. The moment you start rejecting them, just by the word that was spoken by Mr. Hin, the head of the security, it was with grotesque and wanton abandonment and wanton neglect. The moment you reject other people, because these are the two opposing sides, so the more there is a grandstanding, the more there is a reaction. So the gangs will react negatively and to repulse, and then the police also will come with a full throttle. Therefore, who will be the most people to feel it? Because as the saying goes, when the two elephants, gigantic elephants are fighting, the grass are the one feeling the heat. So this time the government will neither feel the heat nor the gang, but the innocent citizens who are living within the ghetto. These are the people. That's why even the citizens themselves could not offer the information, just because the government will push on a blame to them, and the gang also will be coming after them. So this is the gap I'm talking about. This is the gap that Christmas list saw and came to highlight and show the government their delinquencies. Now, the government was rattled just because of just mere finger pointing, just because that's mere service delinquent exposure or expose. So they had to conspire and have Christmas list locked out. So interestingly, in an interview after Christmas list was given bail, he tells it all. So let's hear out this interview, then we'll come back and give in the gist and another perspective in depth.
Yeah, I want to be very loud in saying that the staff that worked there were extraordinarily kind, not just to me, because there are other prisoners there as well, non-convicted prisoners, and them going above and beyond their job, even to have an open ear for the younger 18. There's an 18-year-old man in my cell that definitely needed somebody to listen to his thoughts, and the correctional officers there at police were amazing. So from a staff perspective, I have zero complaints. From a physical maintenance type, it's hell. When I asked the Canadian Embassy if they had any reading papers, just out of boredom, the only thing she had in her book was Nelson Mandela's human rights. It's 50 pages of basic fundamental human rights for a prisoner once convicted. Things like being in one location for 24 hours a day is not healthy for you. So being there 6 days in a row is not great. And the lights never go on or off, so it's a constant, meaning you don't know what time of day it is. There's no daylight at all, no fresh air, very hot and sweaty. Took a few days to get showers for the first time. You're in the rule that they told me, the cleaner comes and gives us the room to clean up. Maybe she's not able to come in the cell with the prisoners. And I asked, can we mop the ground? And they said, only if there's no prisoners does the floor get mopped. And jokingly, she said, it could be weeks if not months. No toilet paper. So urine all over the floor. It looks as if there's no toilet paper. So it looks like people just put their hands smearing feces all over the wall.
Is it the first time that you've been to prison?
About 10 years ago in Cuba, I got caught flying a drone, which was illegal, and I did 13 days in confinement. So this is my second.
Okay, and what was different about this time?
I don't know if there's a way you can mentally prepare for being there. I really don't. The hardest part for me is I'm a father. I'm a father of 3. So every time I close my eyes, no matter how much I tried to think of like wonderful things and playing with my children, the thing that would cross my mind over and over again is like my children are, when I return home, they're older. They're like 5 years older. So that was to me the most difficult thing, but I mean, it was very similar to my experience in Cuba. Now it so happens that I was there during this long weekend when everybody was out celebrating. The world, the Trinidad world was shut down.
You've been in contact with your family since your release?
Yes.
How are they and how are they dealing with what is happening to you?
Yeah. Well, we sort of told ourselves it's just one day at a time. The next time we're going in front of the judges on Thursday, where we'll find out more information as to the charges, etc. It's too far in the future to think about how long this is going to take or what difficulties we're going to see. So my wife and I have been together 15 years, and we're just taking it one day at a time. I am stuck in the country. Part of my release was to submit my passport, and I have to check in with the police once a week. So I'm here for now.
In hindsight, given everything that is happening, do you have any regrets about the type of content that you did?
No, not at all. This is my country 128. So I've been to 128 countries doing exactly what I've done here. Now most people, YouTubers, content creators, or journalists, whatever wording you want to use, they leave the country out of fear that maybe somebody they interviewed might come after them. I'm very proud of the content that I create. I feel like I'm giving a voice to the people that are not often heard. Even till right now, in my eyes, I'm not guilty of any crime. I will not be pleading guilty. I'm ready to continue on with this. I don't know if we want to call it a battle, but I have great hopes that the judicial system here will find me innocent of the crimes. I don't look back and say I should have changed something. I don't feel that way.
Did you personally make the videos that you did in private on YouTube?
Yes. Nobody asked me to do that. During this whole investigation, I thought it would be respectful of me to just ask my wife in Toronto to remove the videos until further notice. But those videos will go back live within the next day or so. I just need the devices in order to do so. So it was never under the recommendation of the police. Nobody forced me, requested me to do so. I know that media makes it sometimes out to look that way. No party involved has asked me to take it.
A lot of people have been asking, usually when people do this type of content, they record it here, they leave, and then they upload it. What makes you do it differently where while you're here, you upload it later?
Yeah. I love the contact with people. So I'm very proud of the work I do. So I want to get it up right away. Meeting people on the street that recognize you for your work, it opens up new doors. Somebody might contact me and say, hey, let's go fishing because I saw your other video, and it opens up a new opportunity to make new friends along the way. And that's what I enjoy the most. Like, I'm not doing this, the reason I do this and document my life is to share experiences and to create new experiences. That wouldn't be as possible if I waited 3 months to upload. It's like, to me, the news is the news. We're having this conversation now, it's current. Can you imagine if we had this conversation 3 months from now? It doesn't really make sense.
Has any of this affected how you view Trinidad today?
Well, Trinidad as a whole, not at all. The first question I asked when being questioned going through this process is, I'm like, hopefully I'm going to be allowed to come back to this country. It's a real big concern for me. I've fallen in love with Trinidad, and I would hate to think, and the people, right? So I'd hate to think that I'm not allowed back. It's really bothered me. Again, I'm confident in the judicial system. My first bail hearing was granted, so there's no reason for me not to believe I'll get a fair trial. So no, I have no hatred towards the country. I feel again, I feel like I'm stepping in grounds that nobody else has stepped in as an international YouTuber, if that's what you want to call me. So I'm having a more difficult time than somebody else might have. But if anybody's going to go through it, I'm willing to be the person.
What is next for you? If you're looking beyond what is happening now?
Yeah, well, my first goal is to get home, to see my wife and kids. Those restrictions are all going to be determined by the bill. And the restrictions I have pertaining to the bill, for the time being, I'm going to continue filming and documenting my life. This is more than me getting views. I'm 46 now. Hopefully I've only lived half of my life. The love I'm getting in the streets and the encouragement, and it's not just a simple hi. People are stopping crying on my shoulder and telling me their frustrations. I want to document that for myself. Even if nobody sees the videos, I want to film. This is a memory for me. It's a part of my life that I want to document. So by the end of today, I definitely will have a camera. And by tomorrow, I'll definitely be able to record and film what I see.
So just you going about your days, what you're going to try to control essentially.
Yeah. Really no different than I've ever felt. Right? I know in media, the sales point for Christmas list is I'm this gang journalist. If you look at the 350 videos I've uploaded, you'll see much more than just that. I think shiny objects seem to attract people. The kind of content I like to film is cultural. It could be like a 80-year-old woman teaching how to cook food, or a fisherman explaining how important 3 fish are a day. So I'm going to shoot content that's cultural to the location that I enjoy filming. And I'm excited. I can't wait to get a camera back.
And to the people who have been supporting you,
Yes.
what do you have to say to them?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I get emotional. TJ's with me, and he's been helping me, not as a driver, as a friend. And when I was in jail, he was bringing me food every day. When somebody stops to show support, I don't know if I verbalize how important it is to me and how much it's appreciated. But it is. It's hard for me in words. I'm an emotional person. I come to tears actually quite easily. Not during the jail time, but I mean during the meeting people that support me in time. It brings a huge smile to my face. So if you see me in the street, I'm human like anybody else is human. I greatly appreciate any support.
Is there anything else you'd like to say at this time?
Yeah, just again and again, and I'll keep preaching. I hope that what's happened to me here in Trinidad does not deter other tourists from visiting this incredible country. Because if you use my circumstance, which once again has never happened in the history of Trinidad, don't use that as a reason not to visit Trinidad. If I am able to return and everything really gets cleaned up, you have my word, my promise. This is a country I'm going to continue.
She's still doing that type of content if you were to return.
I don't feel like I broke any rules, so I'm going to continue filming the content that I normally film. The one thing I have to say is, if I say I've learned something from this moment on, I, as a creator, am responsible for what the people in my videos say. So I have to put precaution into who I talk to and what they talk about. But I will continue to film the same content. I'm not going to be suddenly completely altering my whole brand. I'll continue on the direction I was in.
But with new precautions.
With new precautions.
And that's for any country that we
100%, yes. As a man in life, and not just as a man, as a father, as somebody that knows I don't know it all, there's definitely things I'm going to learn every single day of the week, and I'm stubborn not to take that knowledge and use it for my benefit to get better at everything.
Where did you plan to go after you had left TNT?
Yeah.
Where was next for you?
My car is actually in Miami. At $25 a day, it's at the airport. So I was going to go back to Miami.
So guys, that is the video. You heard everything. But before I give you the gist, there is a common question and a constant question that very many people, Trinidad people, are asking me. Go back and shape your country, Kenya. Others are asking me, how will we treat the current situations back in Africa or back in Kenya? Let me tell you the Kenyan situation just because I'm a Kenyan, and now I'm answering people because They were vexing and asking me some kind of filth question about Kenya. Kenya, we enjoy the freedom of expression, freedom of everything. And that kind of right is inherent right, even when you're taken to court. The magistrate, the judge, and the jury itself will hear you. That's the first thing the judge will want to know. That were your inherent right at any given point messed with. So such that any moment a police decide to take up, or a police decide to act as a supreme god, that to take your life unwillingly, to thwart your freedom, that alone, that case is null and void. That case is not admissible in court, because once you must appear before a judge or before the jury with the clean hand. You cannot go there with already tainted hands. Are you there? Which means, in this case, who is on trial? The human rights or the human dignity is on trial, and the judge is on trial, because the accused and the defendants already know the truth. Are you there? So in Kenya, if you want all that we enjoy, and the most things that our constitution itself expressively benefits us, is because we don't shy exposing the government ills. We are not shying in exposing, even in recording elsewhere, even in the public office. We can go there with the camera, report it. The best they can do, they will chase you away, or they will bring you down and they take you to the police station, taken to court, and you will be released forthwith. And the individual police who masquerade to be the supremo of all the creatures or all the beings shall be answerable. Are you there? So that's what we enjoy as Kenyans. We will expose. Even the president, sometimes we expose it. We know there's a repercussion, but the constitutions give us the direct and inclusive expressions about that. Are you there? So let's continue after watching that video. So the video itself, Christmas Leist revealed numerous number of things, and number one of them is just express himself in an ordeal in jail, which was degradable. Either he said there was no toilet, no tissue paper, sometimes forces him or forces people to go to the washroom or to go to the shower room. Are you there? And you cannot wipe yourself. Some people wipe themselves with their hands and smear the poop on the wall, such that when you look at the wall itself was full of poop, so stinky. Are you there? And he was in a solitary confinement for 24 hours, sitting in one place. Sometimes is not fair at all. It's not fair. That is a comunicado. Are you there? It's an immense torture. Are you there? So there was also no one to talk to. He was just there by himself. That's an ordeal number one. So that is in human rights. So in my country, this one alone won't be tolerable. That's why our constitution expresses itself that within 24 hours of arrest, a culprit or an accuser should be taken to court, because 24 hours being in a confinement is not good with the health. Already somebody is doing you damage control. Are you there? Another point, he said, is proud of his blogging, that he said at any time soon, after the justice within Trinidad shall offer him freedom and liberty. Therefore, it is time to start vlogging straight away. It is time to document his life, because it's good for him. He doesn't fear anything, because he believes he did nothing bad. He believes there is nothing totally bad that he did, because police called him. Police wanted him to aid in investigation. That was the call. There was nowhere through that call that police told him that you've done this mistake, we're arresting you because this mistake. Christmas Leist was arrested just because he never wanted to cooperate with police investigation. And Christmas Leist is not an investigative kind of an agent of authority in Trinidad. What he told police, if you want anything that he knows about, he's posted them in this YouTube channel. Are you there? Again, it's been asked why you had to delete. He said, no, delete most of his content he did in Trinidad. In YouTube, he said he never deleted, but he said because it was out of respect, so that to let the authority in Trinidad process this case, and out of that respect, he instructed the wife to put those videos in private mode. And he believes that after he got his justice, those videos will be back on his YouTube channel. So that one goes hand in hand of telling you people that the lies are being propagated by other people. So quarters that he deleted, he never deleted any video. It was put in a private mode by the wife, who is having now the control of the channel. Are you there? He's saying he couldn't wait to have his camera back. Are you there? Again, he's saying that he loves Trinidad, that kind of a country. After the justice shall have been served and he gets his freedom back, and if the Trinidad government and authority won't block him of coming back to Trinidad, then he will still come back to Trinidad a countless number of times. Are you there? So what he says, that he believes in Trinidad justice, and he believes that justice shall be done, and soon that one will be the greatest achievement that is done in his life. You know, he also urges people and urges the tourist that let tourists not use his predicament as a yardstick of not stepping to Trinidad. He said maybe the problems people faces in different, and is stepping foot onto these problems and experiences just because he's Christmas list, just because of what he did, because of what he feels is light. That's what he did to apply the feet of people, but that one should not tempt people not to step foot in Trinidad. He said, just come in Trinidad, and with him, if there is no any caveat that telling him to go to Trinidad, he will always go to Trinidad countless time. And that's what he's saying over there. Again, he's speaking and saying he was to be in Trinidad only for 5 years. No 5 years a month, only for 5 days. Then goes to Guyana. Then after Guyana, goes back to Miami because his car is parked in Miami, where he pays parking $25 per day. Then he will drive straight away to Canada, Toronto. Are you there? Only 5 years. Then because of this predicament, he has to face it like a man, because those are the problems and the challenges they draw the vloggers doing such kind of daring vlogging normally gets into. Are you there? So he is also revealing that the first thing he would do upon his release, he will first travel home to be with his family. Thereafter, he will never leave any vlogging. He will continue to do the same vlogging. And he's saying he's been over 200 countries, did the same thing. He has only gotten 2 problems in 2 countries. That is in Cuba for having flown the drone, and in Trinidad. The rest is a tremendous welcome. The rest, the positive feedback. But that one won't deter him from continuing doing the vlog that he loves big time. Guys, this is my honest opinion about everything that is happening in Trinidad, and about the arrest of vloggers, and about the gagging of both news, print out, mass media, vlogging, and expressions of freedom being curtailed. You know, and everything that is playing out in the lives of the Trinidadian, and how the Trinidadian authority have just exhibited themselves onto this issue. I want to give an expressive kind of opinion. You might like it or not like it, but this is just my opinion. I'm here not to change the rules and the laws of the Trinidadian people. Are you there? I'm just here to highlight and sometimes poke holes and sometimes give gist where I feel human beings should be treated going forward, where I feel the Trinidad government ought to have acted themselves with a lot of restraint, because this issue is being viewed globally. So how you treat Christmas list will either shape you or will ever work in your detrimental. Number one, the system in Trinidad is just curtailing the reality, because Christmas list just did everything he did spontaneously. He never planned. It's just the guy with the camera. Always walk within the street to view people. So when these people approached him, that's it. That is it. It's a reality that even the Minister of National Security Department, Mr. Hind, said that we have the menace of the gang, and the gang must be rejected with utmost abundance. I thought that is the most of the reckless statement that could be given by the authority, by the police boss. It doesn't sound well. Are you there? Because what you are doing is a PR. What you are doing, you are turning a blind eye onto the real matter that's supposed to be salvaged, so that the Trinidad people would be living not in fear, but a proud people of their beloved country. Number two, I feel the reporter, the vloggers, anybody who is in, even the citizens themselves, shouldn't be liable of what other people said on their channel. Because I believe Christmas list showed that thing to their channel, ask them question, and put a disclaimer that is not responsible for all these people are showing. He's not responsible for all these people will say on his channel. That the expressions that is exhibited in his channel is not his, but for the people of the Trinidad and for the gangs. Either. So he used that channel to talk to the government and to talk to the people to even leave crime. Even ask them question, why are you doing crime? And even urge people not to do crime. And even engage himself in a Trinidad, the port of Spain, peace walk. And even call other people that you should come and you engage in a peace walk so that we solve this issue amicably. And you remember other people showed them the F finger. That's what those people showed him. So for the government to come and counter that, I think that one was just a vague claim and a vague kind of a cake sedition law that was doing. And for a matter of fact, if you look the sedition law expressively and you read them intently through the line, they don't correspond with what Christmas list did. Outer, it is not in tandem. There's no congruency in it. That's why I'm telling you, the sedition itself is a sedation. The government of Trinidad just wanted to sedate Christmas list in a public. And this is what they are doing. Are you there? Another thing, which is also my opinion, the war zone vloggers or investigative journalists who dare go to this war zone, they normally face such kind of challenges whenever they travel. So it's something that they know. It's something that they walk outside there well prepared that one time they will get into the trouble with the authority. So it hasn't happened once, but I think this is the twice that it has happened to Christmas list. So he knows it best and is playing it out so cool. So the best thing we can do is only to pray for him so that his freedom should be handed back to him forthwith. What I'm doing also and what we should be now doing going forward, let's pray for Christmas list to get reprieve and be released to go back home and reunite with the family. That's the best thing that we can give and do to Christmas list. And for people who are willing to contribute to Christmas list, if you go to his community tab, it's just put up, I think it's from the family, from the wife, you just put up a GoFundme. Just go a GoFundMe and donate whatever you have, whether it's a $1, whether it's a 1 shillings, whether any currency that you can avoid, any amount. At least that one will go hand in hand to help him pay his legal fees. I think that one would be better. Other people asking, but if you're a millionaire and you're asking for a GoFundMe, my friend, okay, Chris is a millionaire. there's a difference of being a liquidous millionaire and a fixed millionaire, which means the wealth that Christmas Leist is having, that's a fixed wealth, not liquid cash, because no one has a liquid cash in bank that you could just go and pick it. Maybe your value could be in terms of car, in terms of plots, in terms of property that you're having, and that's what now all that commensurate his status as a millionaire. So that was hogwash. When somebody comes for help, you don't tell people go sell your property, so help yourself. No one coerced anybody to come and contribute. It was just out of a willing heart. So please, let's show Christmas Leist love for his release. So this is my advice to Trinidad people. You must unite against corruption and prejudice, because how the foreigners are being treated, it's the same way you Trinidad people are being treated, but you keep quiet. This is not an incitement. This is just being patriotic and love for your country. So the world knows about this, and the world loves you, Trinidad people. So until next time, this is Senior Zach.